Hi guys, welcome back to Sugar Spice and Rose. Erica here. Today I'll be showing you how to make a Bajan macaroni pie stuffed fried chicken. I will be showing you how to make the macaroni pie, how to stuff the chicken, and how to fry it. If you're interested in seeing how I do this, please keep on watching. First up is our macaroni pie. So you're going to start by dicing all of your veg. For your onion, you're going to slice it, is that diagonally? I don't know my directions, but you're going to slice the onion downwards and then across, and then you're going to slice it down like you see me do right here to get your dice. Then for your sweet pepper, this adds a really nice flavor in my opinion to the macaroni pie. So you're going to cut those segments and remove the seeds from the sweet pepper. Just do exactly what you see me doing here. Then you're going to julienne it, which is making like long cuts of your sweet pepper, and then you're going to dice that as well. Okay, so for your garlic, you're going to repeat the same steps that you did with the onion. So slice across the garlic about 2 times and then downwards like you would have seen just now, and then slice or dice your garlic. And that's just a quick way to mince your garlic. For your pasta, you're going to add it to salted and boiling water, and whilst that's cooking, you're going to work on your cheese sauce. So start by melting some butter and then add all of your veg and saute your veg until they're nice and soft and just so aromatic. Then you're going to add your flour to make your roux. And after you've added your flour, make sure to stir constantly for a couple of seconds to remove any of that raw flour taste. Then add your milk and stir constantly. Actually, using a whisk would be better to remove all of those lumps. And then season your sauce. Whisk that to combine, and then cook your sauce on a low heat until it's nice and thick. Then you're going to add your ketchup, and that's what gives the macaroni pie its signature orangey color, and it also adds another depth of flavor as well. So stir that to combine and then add your cheese. And my trick here, and the best way to cook this sauce, is to turn the heat off when you're adding the cheese so that you don't overheat the cheese. Whatever residual heat is left in the pan and in the sauce will melt your cheese. When your noodles are finished cooking, drain your noodles and add your cheese sauce to the noodles. Stir that to combine. Look at all of that sweet pepper. Look at all that flavor. Like, come on, tell me you don't want to try this. Oh my goodness. And yes, I was snacking on this whilst I was cooking. I mean, like, you can't hold it against me, really. Look at how good that looks. Now we're moving on to our chicken. And this part of the recipe, I wouldn't call it tricky, but you just really need to be careful, and it is a little bit time consuming, but it's worth it in the end. So as you can see here, I have a leg, and it's a pretty small leg. I don't know, it was a small chicken, I guess, I don't know. So then I just try to cut around that bone. I'm using my chef knife, a sharp chef knife, and cutting around that gristle, around that bone. Even if I'm not cutting, I may be scraping the meat away from the bone, because this is where we're going to stuff the macaroni pie. So as you can see, I'm removing that small bone that you get in the leg when you're eating it. I'm removing that with my hands. And now to remove the bone, there is a very soft part of the bone that's really close to the gristle. So you're going to want to get that one that is closest to the meat that is still attached, and just use a firm hand of pressure and just cut it. I would say it just needs a little bit of pressure, pressing down, and you're going to get that bone cut and remove it. And now you have an amazing chicken leg pocket for your macaroni pie. I hope you guys can really understand that. So for your chicken wings, so I'm going to pop the joint, as you can see me doing here for both of the joints. and repeat the same steps you did for the chicken leg. So I'm carefully cutting around that bone. Because it's a smaller bone, I'm really going to use my hands as much as possible so that I don't tear the meat, because I need the meat to be intact for it to become a pocket for that macaroni pie. So when you get the joint, you can see how easy it was to break that out. So that was the first bone out, which will be for your drumette. I believe, the drumette. And then for the flat, again, just take your time using your knife where necessary, and you're going to want a sharp knife, and just again cut around that gristle or the bristle. I don't know the language barrier. I guess I call it gristle in my country, or in my family we call it gristle, but I think for the rest of the world everyone calls it bristle, the knuckle, the joint. But for that part, I'm using my hands and then again scraping away the meat where necessary, or pulling back the meat with my hands. And as you can see, I'm just shaking that bone, man. Just shake it and pull it out. And if necessary, again, use your knife. Just don't cut yourself, and be patient with yourself. Remember, this is for you and maybe your friends and family to enjoy. So I know no matter how it turns out, you guys are going to enjoy it. I really hope you do. Then pull out that last bone, and you have once again another chicken pocket for your macaroni pie. Oops, it looks like I missed a feather, but I didn't mention it, but I did wash and clean my chicken in vinegar and water, and I just rinsed that until the water ran clear. You can use lime and salt, but don't use soap. We don't wash our chicken with soap. We're just cleaning the chicken, and that's what I do in my culture. If you don't do that, that's your preference. Okay, do what you want to do. So for the chicken, I separated some of that cold and chilled macaroni pie because you want it to be nice and chilled so that it's moldable. And I separated some of it so that I don't cause cross-contamination for that bulk batch, because depending on how much chicken you're using, you will have some left over, because that is a fairly large recipe for macaroni pie. So I separated that macaroni pie, set it aside, and then I started to stuff that chicken leg. You don't want it to be overly stuffed, so as you can see, I'm squeezing some of the excess out so that it's easy to close. Then I'm taking a toothpick and almost stitching that opening closed. So I went inwards, now I'm going in the opposite direction to go outwards. And for each piece of chicken, I only use 2 toothpicks. If you're going to use more, make sure you are using the same amount of toothpicks for each piece of chicken, so that when it's finished frying, you know how many toothpicks are in each piece of chicken, because you don't want someone biting into a sharp toothpick. Okay, please be careful with this. So again, repeating that same step, stuff the chicken and then basically stitch that opening closed. So go in one way and out the other, and then just work it the way you see fit to make sure it's closed and it doesn't explode when you're frying. And for me, the way I get the crispiest chicken is I just dip that chicken in some flour and just make sure it's well coated, and I fry it. For this recipe you see me here using, I actually used a batter, and the chicken really wasn't crispy. And again, you guys know I really love to be transparent, so for the video it was good, but it wasn't as crispy as I think it should have been. So after this, I tested another recipe with the fried chicken, and I got the best results by just using flour and baking powder for your dredge. Then I added the chicken to a pan that was filled with hot oil, and as you can see, and I cut the chicken for 5 minutes on each side until that chicken was fully cooked, and it was lightly golden brown, and to make sure that macaroni pie was once again properly heated, because you don't want to fry your chicken and then the macaroni pie is like still cold on the inside. That would be really disgusting and nasty. So about 5 to 6 minutes per side to make sure everything's cooked through and delicious. And when you're done frying, that's it. I really hope you enjoy this recipe, and if you have any questions, just please leave them down below, and I hope you enjoy this. Macaroni pie in Barbados is like a staple dish, you know. We have it really often here in my country, and all Bajans enjoy it, especially if you really love it. Yeah, you're gonna want to eat it as often as possible. So if you've never had macaroni pie, please try this recipe and feel free to bake the excess macaroni that you have on hand. That would be like so delicious. And yeah, you can stuff your chicken and fry it. I hope you and your friends and family enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.